Make it so someone was working on it.
Oh, yeah, because currently things with, like, drug D, the Kane system,
but,
and, like, all of that. And you're like, the cranes aren't realistic enough.
Like, the cranes could have been done better. You can admit. You should have put someone in the cranes working on it. Electrical system goes wonky and it's spinning and they can't override it except for the guys on the ground get knocked out.
I can't wait to hear what you think about the visual representation of hacking in a moment.
I'm in.
This is literally what he did. He poured fucking Red Bull on his head and he's like, I'm in.
Digitally, too, he's like, here we go. It's like, what?
Welcome.
I thought you were going to say 783, so I was like, here's...
No, I didn't know what you were going to do.
You know what I fucking hate? Funimation.
Well, everything.
I just got to say that.
Yeah, everything's about to be on Crunchyroll.
When does that start? Because I need to cancel my subscription.
They're already merging some stuff. Everything that would have been on Funimation for next season is going on Crunchyroll.
So how does that credit work? Welcome back, everybody.
It's only the annual credit.
Oh,
yeah.
So when do I cancel my Funimation? Like, when should be a good time? I heard something about like March 20th, but my renewal is up on like March 18th. So it's kind of that thing of like, nah.
Yeah. I mean, you can kind of cancel it now if you wanted.
Do we have anything we need to watch later?
No.
The only thing is Police in a Pod, right? That's the only thing we have left.
Unless you want to keep it till Police in a Pod is over. Because, like, it seems like everything else is available on Crunchy.
I think everything let me look at our winter list.
No, we have two.
Police
the
in a
Genius, Prince, and Police in a Pod.
Oh, yeah, the Genius. But by the time that C list comes back around, I think I might need to keep it. I'll just keep it.
Yeah,
it's like
just for like
$7.
an extra month.
Yeah.
Eventually,
it's nice that everything is going to Crunchyroll.
Mm-hmm. They even said it's going to be a while, but all of the stuff that was in your queue will eventually merge into your Crunchyroll queue as well. Oh, great.
The Funimation queue that you can't use. Like, at least Crunchyrolls. You can have, 8 individual lists? Because I still have my spring, summer, fall, winter list, and then I have my total want-to-watch list. So at least there's, a whole... I can separate, because I do separate our seasonal stuff. So I know, okay, need to watch this. Didn't watch this from last season. It's separate on there. Hey, but we're talking about the A-list, which involves Life with an Ordinary Guy who reincarnated into Total Fantasy Knockout. Ugh, fuck me. That's a lot to say. Q, which is Justice. Police in a Pod, which is so good. World's End Harem, which... and then Tokyo 24th Ward, which... kind of like again. Let's start with Police in a Pod, then we'll fill in the individual talking. How about that?
I know why you want to start with Police in a Pod.
Let's talk about Police in a Pod.
Fine.
Oh shit! I gotta get my notes back up. I'm not on the right thing. Police in a Pod. Yo, we're dealing with meth dealers now. Shout out to Iowa. Fucking meth capital of the United States. Let's go.
St. Louis was like a word.
Is St. Louis number one now, or are we still number one?
I mean, St. Louis was number one forever.
Oh, I thought we were number one for a while.
No.
Damn. Dude, so basically the best part, I think, out of these 3 episodes, right? Is my favorite part. So we're watching episode, what is it? 7, 8, 9 on there, right? Okay. Do you want to guess what my favorite part is, or what my favorite part of all these episodes is?
Dojo, the Peasants Uprising.
Yep. Did you see that comment? Not that comment. Did you come up with that?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen any of your stuff. I
wrote, man, so basically they're trying to have this annual training in the dojo. And the first thing you hear is this old man do I have to do the training? Can I just walk around? I just don't want to do any kicking or throwing. And it's a 59-year-old cop. And Lieutenant's
I retire in a year.
Yeah. Do I really need this training? And the lieutenant's like, okay, maybe. Then Sergeant Fuji's like, oh, you're really going to make our old men, women, and children do all this training? It shouldn't be the men in the front line. She's like, quiet, back me up. It's like, yeah, I don't want to do the training. Why make the woman do all the fighting? And of course, then Miyamoto and Yamada are like, do we really need this training? We're detectives. We don't get enough sleep. Obviously, I'm not getting enough sleep. And Lieutenant's having this like moment of, yeah, maybe they're kind of right. Wait, no, forget all you. Come on, we got to do this training. Otherwise, you guys are going to have to do it every day if the big boss shows up and you're not ready.
Yeah, finally has to pull out the like, look, this is why we're doing that. And then everyone's like, fine, I guess.
I didn't expect Sergeant Fuji to be like, yo, I don't want to do this. I got something in my eye. Fuck.
While he's trying to fix that, I think it was just nice to have more of the deputy chief. He's
the lieutenant.
Huh?
Lieutenant, the bald guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His on my anime list it just says deputy chief.
Sorry, I just know him as lieutenant because that's what they keep calling him, and I had to learn how to spell lieutenant multiple times.
But it's nice to like actually see his character because he's kind of been relegated to very small roles. With the like meth dealer stuff, and even later in the episode, the next episode, you get the training, but also the hyped up like police officer, and they're dealing with a woman who secretly has a fucking knife.
Dude, that fucking threw me off. Like he's like, hold up, Kawhi, the woman's under arrest, has a fucking knife, and Kawhi's like, what?
Mm-hmm. And that was right place, right time.
So understanding though.
Yeah, it's still got to be like it's their anniversary. That shit sucks. That's one of those like,
that's the kind of job that, because they even have that moment of when they went to the mixer. And it's like, oh, siren, waiting for the call. Oh, call's here. Now we got to go. Oh, I feel so bad for them. They're always so like, I mean, it kind of gives the more realistic thing of like, I don't know how cops in Japan work. If something big goes on, I imagine a lot of the cops around here probably go to it on here.
Yeah, I mean, even here in the U.S., like during a good example is like BLM stuff, just because it was massive, like protesting and stuff like that. It was basically like all hands on deck for any police officer.
Yeah, they all had to be like, okay, you're just be on standby this whole time. Because even downtown, there wasn't enough cops for all those people that were just there. This show also got dark again, like towards the end of episode 9. Like they have this moment where it's like, you get to see some of like the dumb stuff cops get called to all the time.
UFO sighting.
There's a UFO sighting. Oh, there's a ninja stealing my wallet. Maybe it's under there. Don't worry. Well, like obviously Sergeant Fuji, like it just play along with him because he probably has dementia. And then 4 times, I forgot to write his name down. Sakimoto or Saki Semikoto, whatever the guy's name was. They have to go visit him because he keeps calling about wanting to kill himself on there.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works in Japan, but I think, at least locally here, if you call threatening to kill yourself, you're going to be taken.
Yeah, the first time. Like, they just won't leave you.
Yeah. But in this case, I don't know if it's a thing of, like, they don't have to there, or...
Well, it's already been established that
he calls in all the time,
and even if he's a little drunk.
Yeah, but then he gets more drunk, and I love the thing of Fuji's like, "Don't make me call your mother. Don't. She's scary." And then the dude actually hangs herself, and you have the situation of like Sergeant Fuji is like, "You have to treat this like it's the real deal every time, because it's this one time that Kawhi is like, let's just check on him tomorrow," and Fuji goes in after they make the call to, be able to go in. And luckily they did, because the dude would have been dead come tomorrow.
Yeah, it
was smart of Fuji to grab a knife in the chair right away. And I thought like, oh, is she going to defend herself? Because this is the second half of the defense episode.
Well, there's even a couple things that immediately tip you off that things are different the third time. The first 2 times, all the lights are on. The guy answers very quickly. Of course, he's drunk. The second time, you get that like pre-warning that he's still drinking heavily. But the first 2 times, he just says that like is called about saying that like he's gonna commit suicide.
Yeah.
The third time, is a specifics that he was going to hang himself. And then all of the lights are off.
Yeah.
So there are extra signs, which, by the way, are like legitimate signs that once people start getting specific about stuff, like
they're probably going to actually do it on there.
Yeah. This show is weird. They really know how to
hit you with the comedy and then immediately get serious with it.
Yes, and very serious, and then kind of like tone things back like just a little bit. So it was definitely one of those like good gags for the first half, and suddenly it was like, oh god.
Oh yeah, they bring on the reality of this show.
Mm-hmm.
Like you leave the show like maybe like sometimes being a cop isn't all what it's made out to be.
Sometimes the cops are just sexist.
Oh my god, it was episode 7 when they did the couple thing, and Miyamoto suggests to Kawhi, like, maybe we should hold hands, and Kawhi's like, that's sexual harassment. He's like, whoa.
Well,
he's on his last strike before he will get fired, or potentially be fired on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go tell Love Hotel later, and Miyamoto's like, yo, I'm not even going to interact with her. One wrong move, and it's sexual harassment, and I'm off the case on there.
Mm-hmm. And Fuji fucks him over anyways.
Yeah, Fuji fucks him over. Like, we'll call you if the perps are outside. Where have you guys been? They already caught the perp like 20 minutes ago. What were you doing up there, Miyamoto? It's like, nothing. Oh, my God. Also, the cool thing about it that they kind of lay out. Sorry, keep you on here. Because episode 7 is also the meth dealer episode. Mm-hmm. A cool thing I wrote down. This show actually pays attention to a lot of detail. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's underwatched. I'm not saying it's underrated because I think on my enemy list it has like, what, a 7 point something?
6.85.
6.85, that's it? Oh, it was higher before. I feel like it's definitely like a 7, maybe 7.5 tier show.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's that interrogation scene where Miyamoto is questioning the meth dealer's girlfriend. He's like, hey, what's today? And she's like, March 8th. But earlier in the episode, he talks about, he even lists in detail, like, do you know why he's mad? I have all this paperwork. And she's like, why? He's like, well, Lieutenant, can I explain why you're angry with me? And like Lieutenant and all of them, like, it's very professional. Like, he understands why they're upset because he did so much research. But he did the research. He points out, like, it's important to know birthdays, family members, where they live, what they're doing. And then later in the episode, they point out, hey, Kawhi, what's today? She's like, March 8th.
The last day we can hold her.
The last day we can hold her. But then conveniently, the last day they can hold her is her mother's, like, birthday. Mm-hmm. And then he even points out, like, you know, wish your mother, like, a happy birthday or whatever. So he did his time to do the research of, like, bring her around, get her comfortable, remind her that it's her mother's birthday. And then she even points out, like, your son, he's living blah, blah, blah with the mother at this location. Like, he's done all this research, and they planned it out earlier in the episode. There was more planning in this fucking slice of life police show than Platinum Ends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's between episode 7 and 9. Those are two great examples of how the show is both like comedic, but also can turn serious to like extremely serious in episode 9's case. The just kind of the very end of episode 7 when she's behind like the glass, the woman is, and her mother and kid come to like visit and greet her, and it's like, happy birthday, Mom.
I'm sitting there like, don't you fucking cry. Don't you fucking cry, you little bitch. Oh, it was like I did write down something that kind of annoyed me. So they keep flashing back to like Kawhi, like they're doing the running thing, right? Where they have to chase after or catch up to a criminal there. And Kawhi is running, and at one point she's like, my gun is so heavy. And I was like, there's no way that gun's that heavy. So I go to look up like average gun that like police use in Japan. It's like a 38 special. And I was like, I have a 38 special just like it. Pick it up. I'm like, man, this thing ain't heavy at all. What the fuck is she bitching about?
Is yours loaded though?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you a woman?
Maybe. I could see why. Like,
are you like 120 pounds?
Do I look like I'm 120 pounds?
Yeah, just like I think the physiques are a little bit different.
I wish it would have said like, oh, it's hard to run in this uniform. I don't know how hard it is to run in their uniform because I don't know what their uniform is, but it was kind of a cool flashback moment because it fit this scene. Like, how is this show doing better script writing and show writing than Platinum Ends? Platinum Ends has gotten better at the like second half of it. I feel like after Metro Polyman died, the writing has gotten better. And it's like, what the fuck? This is like the reverse of like Death Note on there. I don't know. Police in a Pod is a lot of fun on there. I think it's definitely one of the most underwatched shows. I think it's a
it's a Madhouse show.
I know, which is weird. Like Madhouse is very hit or miss with some of their shows on there. I wish the animation was a little bit better, but the style they go for is meant to be that way. Also, that one cop she's partnered with for the day, total fucking dick.
Yeah, that's
trying to showboat.
That's what I was talking about, the sexist thing.
Oh yeah, we was like, you're a woman, you can't lift as much, and Fuji's just slapping Yamada for like, why am I getting smacked?
Ma'am, please stop smacking me.
No, but the show's like a knockout, I would say. You know what else is a knockout?
I hate it.
Let's go. No, Life with an Ordinary Guy Who Reincarnated into a Total Fantasy Knockout. All I gotta say is there was a point in this episode. You know what a squid looks like? You know how they have like a pointy head type thing? There was a point where there's some priests wearing squid outfits that are all white. And I wrote like, whoa, this is getting way too KKK-ish. Because then they go to burn something. And I'm like, okay, guys, let's fucking hold the phone real quick. Stop that outfit and let's move on from it. No. So basically what happened last time is Elf Girl kind of disappeared. City, like a girl was broken out of prison. And Kirito, Make believe Kirito basically lost his sword to this magic thing and he doesn't know where it's at. We come to find out that Kirito dude wasn't lying about Reincarnated by another magical goddess thing. Magical goddess thing shows up. It's like, yo, I actually did reincarnate him. There's a whole bunch of gods that can reincarnate people in this world. Or not reincarnate, but bring people to this world. So Kirito dude full on wasn't lying. Then that goddess points out that these two that got brought to the world, it's like, oh yeah, your goddess is a goddess of love. Oh, well, you guys aren't as good as my champion that I've picked. I'm like, yo, what the fuck in the Platinum End is going on here? Picking fucking heroes to defeat the Demon Lord down there? Like, come on. No, but there is one, besides the KKK scene, I want to point out, there was this scene where, so there's our two main people. There's Jinguji and Tachibana. Tachibana's the girl and Jinguji is the guy on there, where Jinguji saves Elf Girl, and then he needs Elf Girl basically to help save Tachibana, because when they arrive in this town, you meet this guy that's like really into squids. Like this town's all about squids. Like the main like source of food is like squids that come from this lake, which involve a squid god that they worship on there. So many fucking squids these couple episodes. So they see Elf Girl. She's being taken away. She's brought into a room, and it's like, what were they gonna do with this Elf Girl? Because he runs into the slave trader that took her. It's like, I don't know, something they want to do. And she's in her room, like, oh my god, is he gonna defile me? He wants to rape me? He's like, no, we just want to sacrifice you because you're kind of pretty. And she's like, oh, he said I'm pretty. I'm like, did you not hear you're going to get sacrificed? And then fucking Tachibana gets captured, thrown in the room with her. And it's like, no, I found something prettier. And it was like, why are you picking us? The squid only eats cute little girls. It's like, well, hold the phone. Is a squid a lolicon? It is confirmed. Squid is a lolicon because at one point he's like, little girl, want to eat. It's like, hold the phone. Want to lick. I'm like, well, hold the phone. This is getting a bit extreme for a squid wanting to eat a little girl. But they do, like, the Elf Girl and Tachibana fight over who's cuter, and then it always turns out that Tachibana is cuter because of, like, the spell she has on herself. This is the first time you meet the KKK-looking dudes because they put her in this, like, cage, and they're wearing their squid outfits. And, dude, I swear to God, if you watch the episode, it's like, maybe we should have done something besides white capes with a pointy hat. Like, come on, you could have done something a little bit better than that on there. And Jinguchi's idea of how do I save Tachibana? How would you save your friend that's captured? How would you save your friend that's captured, Justice?
I'd let them die.
Wow. You would try and save him, right? You'd go find out where they're being kept and save him, right? Because they're going to be sacrificed to the squid being.
I mean, living by myself was kind of...
Fuck you. Fuck you. No. So, Jinguchi's idea of saving Tachibana is, I'm going to throw Elf Girl on a fishing line out in the water. When the squid comes to eat her, I'm going to kill it. Spends a whole day fishing till a little kid walks by. What are you doing, mister? He's like, I'm fishing for squid. The kid's like, you're a fucking idiot. How am I an idiot? Don't you know squids are nocturnal? Which I don't know if that's true or not. I have no fucking idea if squids are nocturnal or not. I don't know the first thing about squids. So he wasted the whole day leaving in the water. Giant squid monster pops up. And Jinguchi isn't strong enough to pull the squid thing out of the water till he sees Tachibana about to be murdered by the town. Because the reason why they sacrifice little girls is because the squid wants to eat them. But then what?
They are.
They are nocturnal? That's fucking weird.
It relies on bacteria bioluminescence.
Oh, so that's how they find their food. Tachibana is about to get thrown to the old ladies. Like basically the village is filled with old ugly ladies that want to sacrifice little girls because they don't work a day in their life for anything. And Tachibana is trying to explain that he's a guy in a girl's body, which is why he knows what it's like to work for stuff. Which then gives Jinguchi enough power to whip the squid out of water because he's pissed that Tachibana is messing with the crowd rather than trying to get away. Impales the squid. They set it on fire. So they basically are roasting their god. They worship this squid in front of the town. And then the two main priest guys in charge of the whole thing are like, hold up. You're right. We have been tricked by this squid. It's like, fuck you. Fuck you. I see what you're doing. And then, they just leave the town. That's how it ends. It's a fun show. It's like a slice of life kind of. It's like kind of a Konosuba thing, but at least Konosuba has a little bit more to talk about. But I mean, that was actually a lot of fun to watch on there.
Sorry.
It's almost like that people's world was about to end. Speaking of ending a world, world's end harem.
They turned our boy into the worst protagonist ever.
Are you talking about teenage boy?
Doi? Yeah.
Doi? Dude, he literally just turned into what's his name from Redo of a Healer.
Mm-hmm.
It literally his eyes just God. Listen, this is hentai, but there's so much I'm listen, I don't want to see this going on between that boy because it was almost like a solid 2 episodes of him just listen, I was bullied. I'm gonna fuck every girl in the school. There's literally a point. Has them all lined up on chairs. Just goes one after another. I'm like, first of all,
well, there were only 4. Calm down.
How is no one pregnant at this point? I feel like when people keep leaving the school, it's because they're getting pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want him, realizing that. You know what I mean? Because what? Teacher left. Another girl left.
No, because the pink-haired one?
Didn't one girl leave? No, pink-haired girl came back as an exchange for that one,
yeah,
right?
And then she was supposed to have left, but it turns out she didn't. They just kind of have her hidden somewhere, I guess.
Yeah. Teacher's definitely pregnant. Teacher's got to be pregnant, eh?
Either that or they realized that he was falling in love with the teacher, and they're like, look,
listen,
you had your fun. You got to go for the sake of other people, though. Otherwise, he won't fuck anyone but you.
Also, was it pink-haired girl? Yeah, her dream was to become an entertainer. It's well, all the men had died off, so there goes her job opportunity. And I was like, whore. It's bad because there's the scene where he basically forces her to have sex when she doesn't want to. And I was like, I thought this was a big no-no in this world. She doesn't exactly say no, but you can tell she doesn't want it. But the dude has just he's just mentally is broke at this point. I think that's just their plan. Just mentally break him, let him go on his thing. Because there's times when he's not mentally broke. Who's that one blonde chick? I don't know her name. There was that one blonde chick that used to bully him. And now she's in the school. And she's chained up in his room in her underwear. And she's addicted to drugs. and he has the drugs.
Look, she was addicted to drugs before he knew.
Oh yeah, before he knew. But now she's chained up in his room. Why is she chained? She has to watch him have sex with all those girls night after night.
Well, maybe she and her boyfriend at the time shouldn't have bullied him relentlessly. Because, look, I'm not fully on Doy's side here. He's doing some fucked up shit.
Yeah, we do have a healer type shit.
No.
He's about to. He's about to.
Well, no.
Boy's on the edge.
Motherfucker just got kidnapped at the end of the last episode.
That's true.
So he ain't about to do shit. But he's like, you've got to be bullied really hard to 5 years later still have those bruises. Like
he's scarred. Well,
yeah. That's some pretty hard beatings if you have.
He's in that tank for 5 years and it didn't heal him.
Yeah.
Come on. First of all, you should just said I was scarred from the damage. Dude, that was a real fucked up scene in the bathroom. I'm not gonna lie. He like sits on the toilet. He takes off his pants, sits on the toilet. She's like, lick these scars. I thought at one point she was just gonna bite his dick off. Mm-hmm. I thought he was gonna basically sexually assault / rape her. She was going to bite his dick off. She would get killed. He wouldn't be able to mate, and that'd be the end of that. That's what I thought was going to go down. It hasn't come to that point yet, but listen, this show is so degenerate. Well, the best part is, if you go to Crunchyroll.com, I think it has like a 1.9. It has like basically a 0 rating, right? Or has like 1.9 out of 5 stars, which is not a lot. It's like a 4, barely on my anime list, but you go to like whatever random Kiss anime website it might be on, and it's got like a 90%. It's like, okay, guys, like,
look, I'll fully admit, because it's got on my anime list a 6.23.
They missed their chance to make it 6.9. Like, come on, guys.
No.
Come on. 6.323.
Yeah. And this the next time we talk about it will be the last time.
Oh, well, we'll hit it on episode 12.
It only goes to 11.
Okay. Can we talk for a moment about that underground base they find?
Yeah. Well, the thing I was going to bring up is, as much as we keep seeing Doi and his fuck fantasy school,
that was like a solid 2 episodes.
Yeah, and even while they're like advancing actual plot stuff, which in those 3 episodes, real shit does go down where it's like
actual plot development.
Plot's advancing, and it's kind of interesting what's happening right now.
They're getting close to finding out about the virus.
Switch back over to Doi where he's like, here, you can have a blanket dog kind of thing. While I fuck this woman over here. And it's like, go back to the plot thing you were doing. That's interesting enough.
There was a scene where one of the short hair girls in Doi's class is like washing out her mouth.
Yeah.
I feel like that he's being lied to whether or not all the girls are fully...
Well, no, because in that case, that is a plant, because she takes the call, which is the chick from that's our main boy's like love interest.
Oh, there is a point where you meet the girl that's disgusted with guys. Sister is basically being basically straight up being kind of raped by some other guard. And as she's getting down and dirty, other chick walks up, fucking tases her. It's like, how's it going, sister? Oh, thanks, sister. And they just start making out. It's like, well, hold the phone.
That was last week.
Yeah.
That wasn't this time. So.
Oh, that's right, because I didn't watch that episode. Okay, never mind. Forgot what I said. Can we talk about the research facility?
Yeah, it blew up.
No, before that, he literally she knocks him into a wall. Wall falls down. They're about to fucking walk out. It's like, hold on, let's look at this hole in the wall. Hey, where does this lead? It's like, oh, come on. Like, the convenience of this. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, there's a vent system here.
Yeah, that happened. I was like, what in the Scooby-Doo?
Like, they literally point out. They fall through the vent. They see the guards. First of all, how did Special Forces know they're about to get blasted? They just show up.
I thought those were 2 guys, by the way, that were flanking that
I thought they were. I was like, wait a minute. There's actually guys here? They kill them right away because one of them's from one of the higher up leaders of the UW, Japan branch.
Yeah.
Kill her. Also, listen, I'm a man that enjoys titties, big titties, but those were too damn big, and that was just so unrealistic how they're being held in. They're like this big. Here's a belt, and then my jacket goes here on the side. Like, it's Chloe's outfit. It's so dumb. Like, I get it, but Jesus Christ, cover up, woman.
Oh.
Like, she doesn't need tits that can literally knock out an elephant if she turns wrong.
Yeah, I did kind of have that moment where I was like, why does she look familiar? And then they do the flashback thing where it's one of those moments where it's like, oh, I'm glad they flash back to you because we've spent way too much time at the school for me to remember that you were in an episode where you were at that like hot spring and like do that challenge with the main character.
But the thing is, there was a point where she's like, I disguise myself as an exchange student, and her breasts aren't nearly that big. But then the scene where they cut back to her, just like fucking massive. It's like, guys, stop. Like, there is a point when it's too much.
Yeah, I think you're
and
being
then
a pussy.
I love how you're like, ooh, why was there random explosives plugged in? Then they get out of the building. It's an abandoned building with like 20 new cars outside. It's pretty obvious something's going on in there.
No, my one complaint wasn't even about...
There were new cars outside of it.
Shut up. My complaint wasn't even about the cars. The cars, you can like hide behind a building or whatever.
It was out and open.
Well, yeah, but if everyone only sees one side of the fucking building and then the back side of the building has a wonderful mural on it and nobody ever goes to that side because it's a supposedly abandoned building, it doesn't
see
fucking
the whole
matter.
parking lot from like 3 different directions.
All right.
If I go across the building at this direction, but what's your complaint?
This motherfucker, they were like, go get in. And he goes, the car or the helicopter? Bitch, the helicopter. Of course. What do you mean the car?
How did no one notice the helicopter land too? Helicopters are not quiet.
It's whatever. But like
the plot advance, but at what cost?
The cost of titties, apparently.
Oh, it hurts my head watching this. Like, literally, oh my God. I wrote something at this point. No, there's a point where the Japan branch of UW is taken over by basically the America branch, kind of.
Yeah, because the Japanese branch is doing shady shit.
Yeah.
It's very apparent they were the ones that did the male killer virus. They have had secretly woken up all 3 of the men that even the main branch didn't quite fully know about, except one of them, which is the one who
our
main boy.
Didn't our boy almost get assassinated too when he's handing out rations?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's handing out rations. And then like the girl's over there with a sniper. Other girl shows up. Pew pew. I got spies everywhere. Like, it's a little too convenient though.
Yeah,
it's like,
that was the episode you hadn't seen.
Oh, that's episode. Okay. Sorry. That's here we go. Chloe-san with tits that big, it's too much for one outfit. Dumb as shit.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
no one noticed the old abandoned factory having new cars and a helicopter outside of it. Security fucking sucks.
I mean, it is abandoned.
They rigged it with explosives.
So?
How is it no?
There was an active underground facility and everything around the area is falling apart.
How is there no security cameras? Also, our boy got kidnapped. Like, how did the Doi son? Listen, he can get kidnapped and die for all. Like, also, oh my God, he's just. I wish they would
want to make a bet. $5.
$5?
Yeah. Oh, when he got kidnapped, the chick that is currently like a slave, ex-bully, she's with.
Oh, she's with the terrorist organization?
No, she's with Doi. Got drug along, and he's gonna become kind to her.
I'm not gonna take that back because it's obvious that she is.
Pussy.
I'm not gonna bet and lose money on there. You would hope they'd get a clue, because it's kind of their cue to move on.
Oh God,
that was. For some reason, I thought the show was called Clue. Then I said Clue, and I was like, oh, it's Q. Hey, Justice, I heard another girl was added to the show. Do you remember all their names yet?
No, I don't.
Can you name?
Fuck you for trying.
Can you at least name 5 without looking at that? Look up. Now you're cheating. You're looking. You're looking.
No.
Look up.
No, I can't.
Can you name at least 2?
Where it sits on the screen, like
I love how they don't even all fit on the banner.
Yeah. No, I can't.
Okay, so what happened? So last time I heard Justice listen. This was us in Discord. Justice is there like, wow, for some reason this one girl. No, what did you say? How long does it take to get to Singapore?
Yeah,
I was like, what do you mean? It's like a 7-hour flight. He's like, huh?
Yeah. Well, one of our main girls, Yuzuha, they're all main girls. What the fuck am I on about?
Main girl number
Dude,
14.
Literally. On my
Does it
anime
say
list, every single
main?
one of these main. That entire list.
Imagine picking a waifu this season. You got the a la carte option.
Yeah, fucking. Especially when you add World in Harem and.
You should make a tier list of the main girls there. Who's top tier?
Fuck.
So so we were saying you asked how long of a flight it was to Singapore because something happened.
Yuzuha, she's rich. Like her dad is supposed to be like an entrepreneur who has connections to like the Prince of Singapore.
I love how that's the
like,
new name to just be like, we don't know how to make him actually rich. He's an entrepreneur. It's like,
I mean, it's whatever. But she's like, oh yeah, I had to come back to Singapore while they're like getting ready to set up their idol stuff because those are the ones that actually are doing the idol project. It's Yuki, Yuzuha, Eri, and Honoka. I at least know the order of which those four are in that group.
oh,
Whatever. And she's like FaceTiming while they're doing important stuff. It's in the morning. And then by the afternoon, they have practice. They're getting ready to do their dance routines. And she's already in there. And it's like, just like get off the call and then hop on a fucking plane and go back to Japan anyways. Like, why did you wait? Just go to Singapore.
because Singapore is what, 7 hours?
Yeah,
They are
6.5.
6.5 there, 6.5 back. So what? You said she basically just hopped off, did one thing, and then came back?
Yeah. And well, not only that, but she traveled all that way and then did like exercise dance routines for like 4 hours. And it's like, okay. It was kind of weird.
Continuity.
That's not even the biggest gripe. At one point, apparently, because her dad is well connected and rich, like he's trying to pawn her off to be the sixth wife of a prince. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
That's
and
how
he's
dad's
like,
making all that money.
Yeah, dad literally like secretly hired her a bodyguard to like hang around with, and while the show just before the live show happens, because they're the ones that are idols and they have the project, they reach their crowdfunding goal, which is like $30,000 like raised, pretty good. And the day before the show, she's like kind of disappeared. And you get those hints where the bodyguard is kind of like hanging around, but he just looks like a shady fucking dude. And
Kidnap her? Did he kidnap her?
No, she just like disappeared to go tell that prince face to face, no, I'm not going to marry you.
Let me take another 14 hours worth of air travel.
When she reappeared, oh my God, the bodyguard is flying a helicopter. She is...
What is up with this show?
Hold on. It's not...
Cute little voice actors turning a bodyguard flying a helicopter.
Hold on. It's even crazier than that. Eventually, she responds to Eri because Yuzuha likes crepes. There's a crepe stand at the park that they're at, where they've spent all day trying to search for her. It's an hour before the show, and they're like, we can't fucking find her. And
she's eating a fucking crepe.
No, Eri sends a photo of the crepe shop. Yuzuha finally responds where it's like, that looks yummy. And it's like, sick. I'm so glad you respond now. And then she appears in a basket attached to the helicopter. So she's, in the basket that's being... The helicopter is not just a helicopter. It is a literal military missile and gun armed helicopter.
Okay, hold the phone. How did this turn from like 16 lollies to like, yo, we got like fucking like, how did this turn from 16 lollies to like the detective is already dead with its fucking helicopters? Are you shitting me? Like a fully armed helicopter just shows up in the middle of fucking Japan and they're like, yo, yeah. I'm here inside a basket. Is it like a stereotypical basket or like a helicopter crane like basket thing? Like a woven basket?
No, I mean, it's like a metal basket.
I mean, I wouldn't put him past him if they put her in a fucking woven basket with that armed helicopter. That's your thumbnail, by the way, Justin. It's going to be me going like...
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, it's just one of those where it's like, who thought of this? Who thought this was a good idea?
Her dad's an entrepreneur. He can do what he wants.
Yeah. Who sat there and went, yes, this is exactly what I want. It was crazy. Absolutely insane. Like,
I'm sitting here trying to think of like, what this is an original written story, right? There's no manga or anything for this there.
Yeah.
Are you pulling it up now?
Well, I was trying to find it.
Yeah. Was it all that went down in that episode or?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, you can, here's one picture. So that's
what the fuck? That's like a fully painted basket. What?
Yeah. Fucking, of course, there's not like the picture.
Okay, so make sure you save that photo. That's what we're gonna put in the thumbnail, Justice. It's just gonna be going like, what the fuck, and then her right there in the basket.
Yeah. Well, there. Oh yeah, there it is. That's the helicopter.
What? Yeah, it is ATGM missiles on there with gun. It's got. That's not even like a helicopter. I was thinking like, maybe Black Hawk helicopter. That's a fucking like Apache helicopter. I don't know what Japan's equivalent is, but it's
yeah.
What the fuck?
At one point, they're there, and Aerie, the super shy one's, she's like, why do I feel like it's aiming at us? And then it cuts over to the helicopter, like the bodyguard dude. He's literally scoped in, like ready to shoot them, kind of thing. And Yuzuha's like, hey, go away, in broken English.
Yo, I'm gonna
and then he like fucking
guy.
dips out. And it's like,
oh my god.
Yeah. So
anyways, it dropped off in a helicopter and almost shot her friends. Another day as a bodyguard.
Yeah.
I wanted an anime about that bodyguard.
Ridiculous thing. An hour later, that bodyguard is in the back of the show, secretly recording with a phone so he could send the video of
her to her dad.
Yeah. And you like, okay, but you could like do something way better, because what the fuck?
How is this guy more equipped to protect the little girl?
By the way, this is one episode.
That's just one episode?
Yeah.
So you're going cute. Yo, helicopter, missiles, guns about to be shot to.
Yeah, the episode after that, we're back to the anime group.
What is wrong with the show? You should do a video about the show specifically, just be like, yo.
This one's 24 episodes. This is going to be next season talking too.
This is like, I feel like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So what?
So we've had a convenient red balloon and attack helicopters.
Is this, what is it? Zombieland Saga Part 2?
Yeah. It's been crazy. With the anime focused team, Haruna's, which is I would say the true main girl that we get introduced first, she's just has like very small parts, and like she's considered a cast regular, but she basically just says the same lines over and over and does that like generic, like, oh, you can do it, like group chant, like individual. And it turns out that the mangaka who was super interested in kind of like her voice, where Haruna in the original testing had added more like emotion. Do you remember me talking about that?
Yeah.
And the manga was like, I want to do a spin-off series, and it focuses on Haruna and Makia's character, which are
Oh,
side characters in
Not the
this.
bodyguard flying a helicopter?
No. So they basically get a second role, and they're gonna be like main characters in their own spin-off, like anime. And yeah, so that's one of those like, that's cute.
What the fuck is wrong with this show? I thought it was just gonna be like, oh, we did an idol thing where we like voice acted more.
Mm-mm.
I wonder what next time's gonna be like, because it's been like going more and more and more extreme every couple. Because you're 9 episodes in?
Yeah.
So you're not even halfway there yet.
Yeah. In the last episode, we get introduced to a new girl. I say, well, kind of a lie. We've already been introduced to this chick before. She was independent and was at the original casting for the anime that all of the girls, 16 girls, have done. So now she's a 17th individual, because everyone's basically been doing groups of 4.
Yeah.
But the anime is a group of 5, because you have the show regular and then 4 of them that are actually. So this new one's brought in to kind of round things out a little bit. She was there and didn't get a cast, but saw all of the Air Blue people and was like, I want to join that. So she got brought in. So it was kind of interesting where they like flashback and it's like, oh, we've all met before kind of stuff anyways. I don't know how old this fucking girl is. She has a voice of a 12-year-old, but looks 19.
Welcome to anime.
Yep. So she likes hanging out with kids. And stop it. It's playing with the neighborhood kids and then stop it.
I didn't say it, you did.
Like singing and stuff like that.
So tears, idol show.
Yeah. And they are getting ready to form like a brand new group. The 2 of the like Chunibyo cringy ones, May and Ray. Go figure.
Oh, so original.
Yeah. it was kind of humorous because the manager comes in and she's like, Ray, I need you to redo this. It's like, what? It's like, your profile. Your favorite drink says blood.
I mean,
something realistic. I like, orange juice or whatever. She's like, orange juice it is. It's like, at least pick something red. And it's like, your favorite activity is hunting humans or whatever. And she's like, it's not practical. What is a real, an actual hobby that you like? And she's like, shopping. It's like, shopping it is. And she's like, make it cooler. So yeah, going through that was a pretty good gag.
I just had to write something down real quick.
All of the girls are kind of getting into the groove of things. Throughout the show, the new girls kind of haven't, or the new group that was formed, don't really have a thing going for them yet. Like, nothing's been figured out. They've just kind of been formed into the 4. The strongest storylines so far are the anime-focused ones, when they're doing the voice acting. The idol stuff is kind of just behind that. Then it's the podcast group, and then it's the final group.
So we're going to cosplay the podcast?
Well, look, they are already way more popular than we've been.
They're a fantasy reality.
Yeah. Well,
so there's what, 24 episodes this season?
24 episodes for this show, yeah.
For this show on there. You know what else has a 24 in it? Tokyo 24.
Too bad we only have 2 episodes.
Hey! Was the bun episode part of the 2? I had to watch the last week's one. Okay.
The bun and then the phone call.
I love how the whole like smaller overarching plot, that one episode was him just staring at tits, trying to figure out how to make the buns. Like literally, it's you find out the assistant is Considas or whatever.
Carnades?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she is Carnades,
Yeah.
trying to bring down the software because you actually get confirmation.
Suzukawa.
Yeah, you get more confirmation about like his sister and like what's actually like she's alive.
Yeah, there's a quote unquote bug, which isn't a bug.
Yeah, she's actually
has a level of consciousness.
Yeah, to it, and then she's trying to bring it down, and then like there's the scene where she's coming out of nowhere with the bike, and he's like, "Oh, assistant," and he's just staring at her tits the whole time. That's the one episode where he talked about high animation. Then they draw the faces, and it's like almost Picasso, and I'm like, "Whoa, this like really threw me off." Like because then 2 seconds later, high animation, like highly detailed face and eyes. I'm like, I don't want to get caught up in animation, but when they switch again that quick, like they've been doing, it's like, okay, come on, guys, like try and keep it the same the whole time if you can. But he's staring at her tits, and she's like talking, blah 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 blah, zip. He's like, oh, sorry.
Well, he's trying to understand what his dad means, which it's like,
that one girl comes in and he's like, she's like, what? What's going on? I'm like, I'm just gonna walk away from this. But dude, his dad. Listen, I'm not trying to figure out something, but is that actually his dad?
Yes.
His mom is very, very white. He is very, very black.
No, I wouldn't say.
He's pretty black for his skin tone.
I'd say
this just proves how Japan's like, yo, this kid would definitely turn out white. Like, okay, come on.
I feel like it's kind of like the dad is probably meant to be like buff Filipino dude. That's not like black, but on the
they definitely. Oh my God, when he comes in through the one door, when he's like all dressed up, he's like, hello. It's like a fucking JoJo stand when he fucking walks in, and he's
this
like,
motherfucker.
Yeah, he's just like, go, and like makes it. It's like, this whole time I've been working out my pecs. That's how I get them to be so fluffy. I'm like, what is this overarching plot of, listen, we need to save the world because the 24th ward is going to get destroyed because this guy's sister is in a fucking coma thing, can give them magical superpowers. And here we are spending a whole episode talking about.
Well, it's not even magical superpowers. Basically, you also do learn how it happens. It's basically a more detailed version of what drug D was. But it's
I love how even after he died, the announcement came out of like, this is what's happening with the phones. And then people have that dilemma of, well, if I hit accept, it'll make it like, this is like what people would probably actually think in this situation of what will make it safer. And some people are like, this is way overstepping bounds. So it's cool to see people make that actual choice on there, which I got beef with the whole, listen, there's a part where like they get the option again of like, okay, lightning's going to strike. These cranes are going to go out of control. You can either stop the cranes by sacrificing this one person and they get electrocuted and died, or the cranes fall and kill everyone inside. And again, our boys can't decide on one plan and they go do their own things.
Well, they haven't been talking this entire time.
Yeah,
so
but it's
of course they're not going to decide on one thing. It's like you could have saved
so many lives if you just talked it out.
Well, no one died.
What?
No one died.
Then what's her? Oh, I guess she's not dead. She's
currently in a coma.
Yeah.
She was resuscitated.
How's it wrote? Good luck doing CPR through those balloons.
Yeah. Well, at least you got to feel a chest.
So this is what the puns are supposed to feel like on there.
Yeah. He.
Also, that would not. Electricity hits. They're spinning out of control. Fuck off. Electricity's off to those, like the whole unit's unpowered. One little electrical shock's not going to spin them fully out of control, giving them 100% power that entire time. Like, make it more realistic. Make it so someone was working on it.
Oh yeah, because currently things with like drug D, the Kane system, and like all of that, and you're like, the cranes aren't realistic enough.
Like the cranes could have been done better. You can admit you should have put someone in the cranes working on it. Electrical system goes wonky and it's spinning and they can't override it. Except for the guys on the ground get knocked out.
Hear what you think about the visual representation of hacking in a moment.
I'm in.
This is literally what he did. He poured fucking Red Bull on his head and he's like, I'm in.
Digitally too, he's like, here we go. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I need to quiet down. It's late.
Yeah. My problem with the show currently is nothing is a surprise.
No, you expect it to go. It goes exactly how you expect it.
Yeah.
Except for the first episode, that's about the only surprise. But it's the first episode. They could have been done so much better.
Yeah.
Like
Kiniko, low key becoming best girl, by the way.
Who?
Pink haired girl.
His
No, the one who owns the bathhouse or helps run the bathhouse.
Oh, I forgot that. When he basically drowns. That's the JoJo moment when he's. I think they're talking about the buns. No, he's just like, poof. It's like, well, that's not how that shit works.
If you're
sorry, I was too concentrating.
Chad Dad, that's exactly how that works.
Jeez, who do you think is better, Chad Dad or Lenny from Taco P?
Chad Dad.
Chad Dad.
Less words.
You'd even give an ada. Sorry, ada.
Yeah. Less words, more action.
I'm just gonna go with Lenny. Wasn't Chad Dad?
Oh, really? You're gonna go with Lenny? That motherfucker's dead.
Wow. That's fucking low. He died for good cause.
Yeah, still dead.
Damn. I hope everyone in Q dies.
He can have his reward. He just has to come and get it.
Oh, wow. I'm crying now.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, there's nothing surprising with the show. Finding out who Carnades is like was super easy to tell, even before the phone call where you saw like the helmet break and you're like, oh well, clearly it's her.
Yeah,
and
they should have not.
Before that,
they should have not broke the helmet. Leave it.
Well, no, because I already knew before that. Because part of the problem was when Shuta walks up to the building and where the kid's showing him, he runs into Suzugawa and like she's getting ready to leave. We go to the person who you think is that, which would have been Rand's mentor. And it's, immediately talks about where he's like, oh, I know who the real one is. They're over there. And it's like, oh, so it's the person that literally just left.
They should have done more of a separation, just have her run into him on the street and then give a little more. They should have left more mystery.
Yeah.
Like the show, it's the same thing with most of these shows. It's one little thing they could have tweaked to make it a little more mystery, a little bit better.
Well, I'm even getting slightly like confused because he was getting ready to just go around the corner. He wasn't actually going to meet Rand's mentor at that time. That dude was just on top of the building and we cut up to him.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, so they clearly like know each other. And
also the graffiti horse is such a weird like thing. It's like, yo, graffiti wars in the middle of this other conflict that's going on. Also, Green is a terrible fucking friend ratting out Red to where he's getting raided and he could like get seriously hurt in that situation. Like, fuck Green, worst friend in the whole planet. Like selling out his
Koki is like doing nothing right. He has good intentions, but nothing he's doing is like actually being helpful at all.
I think the problem is he had this traumatizing experience where his sister died, and his dad's been basically brainwashing him into this is good, this is good, this is good, and then he's like, yes, this is good. But at the same time, it's like, come on, dude, that's your long best friend. But at least you get to see how like those two initially met because Red was stealing. And it's like, oh no, stop. Huh.
Yeah, it's just the
Tokyo 24th Ward is, I think, one of the most mid shows of the season.
Oh, really?
Strong statement. Listen, it started strong, and it's been.
I bring up, and because you now are of that opinion, would you say that I was correct?
What?
That my initial statement was the show is looking to be good. But the biggest worry is the last time Cloverworks did 3 shows in a season. Never mind, it's
the best show in the best season.
Did 3 shows in a season. One of them suffered.
Are they also doing Akabe's sailor uniform?
My Dress Up Darling, Tokyo 24th Ward, and Akabe Sailor Uniform,
Yeah,
all at the exact same time.
I just realized there was a point in these episodes where like they just focused on feet for a few seconds.
And
got a foot fetish.
Yeah. And Tokyo 24th Ward. The reason why we're only talking about 2 episodes is one of the episodes was delayed. It was episode 8 got delayed for a week.
You know what sucks?
So
I will say that it is true. What they should have done is there's scenes in Akabe Sailor's uniform because they're trying to make it a very, very pretty show. And then they're also trying to make Tokyo 24th. So I think Akabe Sailor uniform has a good story. It's a good plot because it's more of a slice of life kind of thing, or with a small overarching plot of being friends. But there are scenes where the animation severely suffers that they could have done more if they focused on it a little bit more. Tokyo 24th Ward kind of has that same problem here and there. The animation is super good in some scenes, but then some scenes just dog shit. It's like, here's 2D, like we drew the building pretty mid, like no detail to it. Like, I know My Hero's done stuff like that, but they still like when Endeavor's going up the building when he's fighting that like Firebird monster, they're still animating parts of the building with it coming down. Like they're giving it detail and depth compared to 24th Ward. It's like, here's like a gray block.
Well, My Hero's done by Bones.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, that's the difference of like small little details can help. Now, granted, the rest of that scene was beautiful, so there's more to it, but
yeah.
What are they doing? They're doing Akabe 24th Ward, and they're doing one other show, aren't they?
My Dress Up Darling.
My Dress Up Darling.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's where all the budget went. I keep forgetting.
Well, I mean.
Boob physics.
Yeah. So,
But that's the
I
thing.
do also remember hearing one of the animators being like, yo, there's some of us that are working on all 3.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty.
Like,
I don't know the animator life, but I imagine that's pretty hard because those are kind of different animation styles. Because Akabe is more light and more detailed with better shadows. 24th Ward is a lot more action, so it's quick. Like they use a lot of lightning effects, kind of like Demon Slayer does, to make it look fast.
And then My Dress Up Darling uses a fluid animation style.
That just seems so rough going between 3.
Yeah. So
I feel like My Dress Up Darling is their one heavy hitter. I feel like if they would have done My Dress Up Darling and Akabe and waited to do Tokyo 24th Ward, all 3 could have been good hitters. But now they've let 2 suffer while 1 is good but could be a little bit better. Because there are scenes in Dress Up Darling that are just drawn amazing. There are scenes in Akabe drawn fucking amazing. Like you look at that, it's like that could be a wallpaper. And there's like fights in 24th that are like good, but could have been better.
So it's that's kind of all we really have this week.
No. There's news.
I mean, Funimation is merging into Crunchyroll stuff, but we talked about that.
No, we didn't talk about Fullmetal Alchemist is getting 2 live action movies, and they announced it with a trailer. I haven't seen the trailer yet.
You should not care.
You should definitely care. Full Metal. Dr. Stone ended its manga series after 5-year run. I can't believe it's only been 5 years. It feels like Dr. Stone's been going on longer than that. But there's so much Dr. Stone they have to get through animation-wise, considering they're only doing 1 season a year. Because we get the 6-episode Ocean arc this year, and then we get a whole season 3 next year. Also, Mashoko Tensei season 2 was officially announced, which we all knew was going to happen. I mean, when it wins basically Anime of the Year. Rightfully so. I don't remember what I voted for. Let's see. Classroom of the Elite season 2 was announced. Well, they already announced it, but they told us it's coming July 2022, and then they immediately were like, yeah, season 3 is also announced as well. It's like, okay. That's everything. That's the news. Do you have anything, Justice? Any final words? Police in a Pod's good. Police in a Pod, underwatched. Rated good, underwatched.
Make more lolly.
Oh, jeez.